Norm Abram is a national prize for those who wish to construct something themselves. Given that he has been teaching people how to do it for over 40 years, this shouldn't be shocking. Norm has established carpentry as a common pastime for families across the nation because to his two popular shows, This Old House and the new Yankee Workshop. Whether it was his soothing voice or the straightforward, practical clothing he wore, Norm was a role model for many generations, teaching them patience, skills, and how to be strong. However, Norm quietly ceased appearing on television in 2022. Many of his pals were taken aback by this and wanted to know why he did it and how it affected him going forward. In early October of the late 1940s, the narrative of Norm Abram begins in Woonsocket, a little town in Rhode Island. By this time, other children were enjoying sports while Norm and his father worked in the garage. In order to learn how to work with wood, he observed his father there using ordinary boards in practical ways. By the time Norm was 9, he was building himself. One of the first projects they worked on together was a little wooden automobile. This small undertaking demonstrated the boy's future and held significance for both the father and the youngster. Norm learned more than simply construction techniques from his father. Additionally, he taught him to be cautious, wait his turn, and pay attention to everything. As Norm grew in size, it became evident that his greatest passion was carpentry. However, his father also desired that he attend school. In Milford, Massachusetts, Norm completed his high school education. After that, he pursued an engineering degree at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. He entered into business after having a change of heart. This proved to be the appropriate decision for him, considering what he would do on a full-time basis later. But Norm nearly broke in two after a horrible tragedy. He lost his beloved father, who had always supported him. It made sense to me that Norm would experience this for a while after losing a loved one. The father and son had a close relationship. This period of loss was exacerbated by the fact that they both enjoyed working with wood and completed numerous projects together. Norm immediately entered the construction industry after graduating from college. He was employed by a large New England construction company and immediately shone his abilities. He was promoted to site supervisor within a few years. Norm craved more, even though he was succeeding as a corporate lawyer. He desired greater creativity, authority, and a sense of ownership over the work he loved. He took a chance and founded Integrated Structures, a general contracting firm, in the middle of the 1970s. He had only a dream and guts. This was a risky strategy that may go wrong at any time. But Norm was building, and he applied all that he had learned from his father. He quickly established a solid reputation for producing quality jobs. Norm was unaware that this was just the start. There was yet so much more that anyone could have predicted. Norm had no prior TV experience, despite being well known from the new Yankee Workshop. While he was expanding his construction business, an odd incident occurred. In the late 1970s, TV director Russell Morris began renovating his own home. He chose to use Norm's business since Norm stood out for his excellent work. But it was more than the labor itself. Because he was cool, had great communication, and was naturally skilled at his job, Norm stood out. Russell invited Norm to appear on a brand new PBS program about renovating and repairing homes called This Old House. The show's host at the time was Bob Vila. Something much larger began when Norm agreed to assist in renovating an ancient Victorian home. Following that initial production, Norm's career in television took off. This Old House was a national sensation when it first started in the late 1970s. Due to its emphasis on practical, hands-on activity that touched people worldwide, the show attracted a large audience. Norm's job was not limited to construction. He went on to teach. A difficult task was made manageable by the way he spoke and demonstrated how to do things. He assisted others in comprehending the significance of tasks, as well as how to carry them out. People had the guts to attempt their own projects in his manner without going over budget. Although the labor was still difficult today, they could serve as role models, someone who gave them hope that they could succeed as well. Norm probably had no intention of being on This Old House for so long, but his role expanded. Working on a wide range of projects, he witnessed the evolution of styles. But every time he told them to bring their tools out, he got them passionate about building. Norm was special in ways other than his abilities. He cherished the ability. Every nail he driven and every lesson he gave demonstrated how much this man loved what he did. While Norm was on this old house, he developed and learned new things. Over time, he became very proficient at what he did. He learned how to blend traditional and modern woodworking techniques to create unique items, because woodworking styles are constantly evolving. Norm's carpentry skills improved as a result of home improvements on this old house. But he was going to have another opportunity. In the late 1980s, Norm was given the opportunity to start his own business. This marked the beginning of the new Yankee workshop. It was a spin-off from this old house that allowed Norm to concentrate on his passion, woodworking. The new Yankee workshop featured a new project in each episode. From simple tasks like desks and chairs to more intricate ones that could only be completed by talented builders like Norm, the projects were diverse. The event was a must-see for craft enthusiasts for almost 2 decades. It wasn't simply building that Norm did. He also constructed ships, shelters, and gazebos for the outdoors. In addition to learning how to create, people also learned about the historical uses of furniture. Norm would occasionally visit historical places and museums to demonstrate how vintage styles were created. But what really elevated the show was Norm himself. He always prioritized safety, warned others to exercise caution, and simplified difficult tasks. His calm demeanor, unambiguous instructions, and profound regard for the art inspired people across the nation. Although the business appeared to be in Norm's garden, it was actually owned by the show's producer, Russell Morris. Carefully, the store was set up. One wall was occupied by the drill press and backbench. On another wall were saws, shelves, a miter bench, and even a TV and a small computer. There were designated areas for finishing work, sanding, and storing tools. Every element of the store has a purpose. In the fall of 2009, WGBH in Boston announced that the new Yankee workshop will no longer be performing. Norm thanked them, saying he was pleased of everything they had done and that they had done a fantastic job. He said that the show had always been funded by sponsors and that he had the option to continue, but he chose to stop it. His only remaining option was to spend more time with his family. For a long time, viewers could still access project ideas and watch the show online. But in early 2023, the agreement that permitted the show to be streamed was terminated. This indicated that the episodes were no longer available on this old house platform. Old episodes were posted to the show's YouTube account to ensure its survival. In a video, Russell Morris discussed the news and expressed his satisfaction that younger people could now watch the new Yankee workshop online at any time. Norm is well known from his old house and the new Yankee workshop. He was calm, kind, and an excellent teacher, which is why people adored him on TV. He was even invited to appear on popular programs, including Entertainment Tonight, Good Morning America, and The Late Show with David Letterman. When the event ended, those who enjoyed it experienced both sadness and wonder. Norm continued to work with wood even after he quit watching television. People will never forget his kindness, his enthusiasm for the trade, and his teaching style. Because of him, a lot of people today feel proud of the tools they use and the items they have constructed themselves. When Norm Abram departed the new Yankee workshop, he didn't completely disappear. He still occasionally discusses his knowledge and insights from this old house. These days, he devotes more attention to personal endeavors. One of his main objectives was to purchase and renovate an ancient home close to Rhode Island's coast, so he could enjoy the sea and put his building skills to work. Norm's on-screen composure touched many people. His abilities were discussed in books, papers, and online, despite the fact that he didn't compose any major hits. In addition to appearing frequently on this old house, Norm assisted in creating project guidelines for the magazine of the program. In addition to what they saw on television, viewers could receive these instructions. One might still gain knowledge from Norm's actions over the years, even if they were not present at the show. The magazine eventually stopped publishing and moved all of its content to the show's website, where fans may still access advice and guides. Since Norm is so skilled and knowledgeable about carpentry, it's probable that the things he penned were blueprints, unique methods, and reflections on the craft of construction. Over the years, he has co-authored several books on crafts and do-it-yourself projects. These revealed a different, equally poignant, and reflective side of Norm than what they saw on television. One of his most intimate novels, Norm's New House, detailed his experience building his own home. It was not only a map. By reading about a master carpenter's own lessons and decisions, people can observe how they work when no one else is around. It demonstrated his meticulous planning and his careful consideration of every detail. Next came Measure Twice, Cut Once. It imparted knowledge beyond merely using tools. It shared Norm's cognitive process. He gave them advice on how to prepare, steer clear of typical blunders, and exercise caution when working on any task, no matter how minor. Because he understands the value of early learning, Norm also contributed to the writing of a book about building for children and families. New woodworkers could use this book to create crafts, stay safe, and have fun. Making stuff wasn't all it was. Both school groups and family groups gathered to enjoy handicrafts. Those are a few of Norm's better qualities. Many more publications bear his name, and he frequently co-wrote them with other well-known woodworkers. He co-wrote the book The New Yankee Workshop with Tom Silva when he was younger. It encapsulated the essence of the television program. Classics from the New Yankee Workshop was the next volume. Mostly Shaker, the following book was about timeless, exquisite designs. He then applied his aesthetic to patios, gardens, and yard furniture in the New Yankee Workshop's outdoor projects. As the years passed, Norm didn't slow down at all. He authored several novels on his own, including Measure Twice, Cut Once is still popular among novice and seasoned makers, and there are more versions of it. Norm is as delighted as he was as a child assisting his dad in the garage, despite the fact that he is now older. Even though he is older, he is still active. Whether he's working on new projects or instructing others, Norm is constantly eager to try new things. He never considered his job to be labor. There was more to it than that. He hasn't finished putting his tools away yet. Norm once stated that his next goal was to learn how to build boats. That demonstrates how eager he is to continue learning and developing. Norm was special in ways other than his abilities. It was his ability to unite people. He gave everyone the impression that they could handle wood. People continued to watch his broadcasts for a long time because of this. Although Norm is well known nationwide from television, he has always been involved in more than simply woodworking. Norm is a nice father and spouse. They reside at a home in Rhode Island where Norm is still imaginative and artistic. Elise Howenstein is his spouse. Prior to marrying Elise, Norm was wed to Laura Cohn. The two parted ways in the mid-1990s. They both moved on with their lives, albeit the cause for their breakup has never been made public. In addition to woodworking, Norm has a wide range of interests. Over the years, he has also enjoyed writing songs. He plays the banjo, mandolin, and guitar. He also uses music as a means of experimentation and creativity. Norm has undoubtedly had a significant impact on the woodworking community. His passion for wood and his dedication to producing high-quality work continue to inspire young makers and builders. Since Norm hasn't been on this old house as often lately, many fans are concerned. Norm may have cancer, according to some reports, but neither his family nor the show's executives have provided a definitive response. Although we don't know the facts, we hope Norm continues to inspire others to work hard and be innovative. Norm also lends a hand to those in his community. He serves on the board of directors at the Old Sturbridge Village Museum in Massachusetts. The village tells the story of early American existence. In the early 2000s, he delivered a commencement address at North Bennett Street School in Boston. This school is renowned for its instruction in crafts and advanced talents. In addition, Norm has supported initiatives that teach young people how to make things, such as the Generation Next training program. Norm has received numerous accolades over the years from a vast amount of social media followers. Because to his dedication and hard work, he has received several significant honors. Norm has received over 10 honors, including the Ishmart Distinguished Service Award. Because of his efforts to make television safer, he received this prize from the American Academy. In 2009, the final year of the New Yankee Workshop, he received it. If you saw the show, you might recall that Norm always advised wearing safety glasses when using equipment. There was a lot of safety discourse on every episode. In 2018, Norm received the renowned Ken Burns Lifetime Achievement Award. In Old Sturbridge Village, director Ken Burns bestows this honor on those who have achieved remarkable artistic achievements. Because Norm worked on projects that helped preserve history, he was awarded it. His work on this old house and the new Yankee workshop makes it evident. In the same year, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. The same people who present the Emmys also present this award, which is among the most distinguished in television. Norm was a TV legend who taught and amused millions of viewers in addition to being a talented host and carpenter. Long periods of time. There are other members of Norm's family that have achieved success. Elise, his wife, is likewise incredibly intelligent and accomplished. Many in the design community now hold her in high regard. Although women haven't historically held leadership positions in this industry, Elise has demonstrated that they are just as capable. Norm Abram's narrative is not limited to his work as a furniture builder and television personality. It is the tale of a person whose childhood goal turned into their life's mission to mentor, uplift, and assist others. Norm never lost sight of the most crucial elements: skill, patience, and heart. Now a trusted voice in millions of households, he learned in a quiet basement with his father. With cool leadership, sage advice, and a profound regard for the equipment he employed, Norm and his wife Elise inspired others to believe they could create something significant as well. He never merely imparted woodworking skills. They were about attention to detail, diligence, and the joy of creating something by hand. Even though Norm now leads a more subdued life away from the limelight, his legacy endures. He left behind a wealth of work, including books, projects, and old episodes that inspire, educate, and remind us that even modest beginnings can lead to great things. Norm Abram wasn't only about creating structures for aesthetic reasons. His entire life was devoted to creating memories with his family. It continued. People have become more self-assured and groups have expanded as a result of Norm's decades of consistent instruction. He is now 75 years old, and it's obvious that he never cared about celebrity. He is regarded as a national treasure by many because of this.